Crypto.XL, where we uncover the hidden gems of the crypto market. Are you ready to discover the next big thing in investing? Get ready to embark on an exhilarating journey with us as we hunt for small-cap coins with the potential to explode. Join us as we dive deep into the world of small-cap cryptocurrencies, exploring their untapped potential and uncovering opportunities for growth that could turn your investment into a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned investor looking for the next big winner or a newcomer eager to learn the ropes, Crypto.XL is your ultimate destination for insightful analysis, expert tips, and the latest trends in the small-cap crypto market. Remember, this is not financial advice. Only invest money you can afford to lose. Don't miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Hit that subscribe button and join us on this thrilling adventure to uncover small-cap gems that could skyrocket your portfolio to new heights. Let's make 50-100x gains together.
And we're live. Good day, guys. This is Crypto.XL, back today with more crypto updates and news. And as predicted, the Ethereum ETF has passed. One video a day keeps the Jeets away. Crypto.XL. All right. So where do I pick up at? Well, basically, we're still at around 66,000. We've come up a little bit. If you look at the chart short term, you're going to see us fluctuate and go up and down. The range was between roughly 52,000 and 72,000, right? 53,000 and 70,000, right? That's around the range, which months ago we said we're probably going to be ranging for a while, okay? Now, just looking at the charts, it seems like we're heading upwards. And as we head upwards, you're going to get these wicks down. You're going to get sudden drops. The reason for those drops are to liquidate the overzealous longs, because people are doing 20x longs, 50x longs, because they're like, oh, obviously we're going up. So let me, multiply my money by 8 by going into a 50x leverage long. So the reason why all of a sudden you get a sudden wick on the way down is because these exchanges are taking your money, right? So that's why I have an issue with doing these overly highly, these leverage trades, because 9 out of 10 people lose their money on these leverage positions. The percentage is probably higher than that. Now, if it's working for you and you're doing just fine with these leverage positions, then, by all means, continue to do what works for you. It's just that my experience in these markets over the years, I've seen a lot of people get wrecked, in both directions, short and long, with these highly leveraged trades, right? So if you do a 10x leverage trade and you might be like, well, I can handle 10x, I'll put a stop loss or X, Y, and Z, and it won't be as bad because I do risk management. Risk management works and it helps, but after you get wicked out, there's a tendency to get into another trade, another 10x leverage trade. And this time you're not going 10x, you're going 12x, because you have to make up what you just lost with the prior 10x leverage trade. So now you're increasing the leverage. Then you're like, oh, let's put a stop loss. And you continue with this pattern until all of a sudden your $1,000 is $80. And then you say to yourself, you know what? It's only $80. I'm not going to put a stop loss. Let's max it 20x leverage and let it ride. What I'm trying to say to you, by the way, this is not financial advice. Just consider it me talking to a friend. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just speaking my mind on the markets because this is a hobby of mine. I find it interesting, and this is for entertainment and educational purposes. So from my point of view, right, these leverage positions are not on professional traders. I think if you're going into leverage positions, especially highly leveraged positions, you should have a track record of success. You've been doing this for years and you've been successful at it. What does being successful at it mean? Well, a substantial part of your income comes from doing these trades, and you've been doing it for 5+ years. Then, yeah, it works for you. So you go right ahead and keep on doing what you're doing. Now, as an inexperienced trader or a trader who has not had that success yet, I would not be playing with real money, right? So if I go into these leverage positions, I want to learn, because learning is always good. Everybody should learn. I'm all for education. If I was going to do that, I would do that with like $5, for fun, just for fun, and I would go in knowing that I'm probably going to lose all my money. Hey, I'm going to lose all my money, but I want to learn, so I'm going to put in $5 and have at it, right? You see, the allure of getting into these leverage trades and these leverage positions is that you can make a lot of money really, really fast. But what we fail to realize and fail to understand is that you can lose the money even faster. An example of this is like, let's say you're up and you've been up on 3 leverage positions to some extent, and you've been making money doing it. It's that 4th trade that you're 100% certain is going to work, that the market goes the opposite way for no reason. The market will go the opposite way when the news doesn't justify it going the opposite way. The reason why the chart goes the opposite way is to liquidate you. That's the reason why you had that wick to the downside. It's also the same reason why you have the wick to the upside. Look at the chart. Whatever crypto you're trading, especially if you're looking at these leverage positions, look at those wicks. Some of these wicks don't make sense. And a lot of these wicks do not form into the normal chart pattern. The only reason the wick existed was to take your position. The exchanges know what percentage of the people are going long. They know if you have a $1,000 trade open and your stop loss is at whatever point it is. If you'll notice, that wick goes right past your stop loss, and then they take your funds, and then it reverses and it goes the opposite way. Okay? So when you're playing with leverage positions, you're pretty much giving the exchanges your money. And that's just my observation. Again, if it's working for you, and that would mean that you're part of the 2%, you probably work for the exchange. Now, that would mean that you're part of the 2%. If it works for you, then fine. But for the majority of people, stay away from these leverage positions. I've been around crypto for a while now, and they basically just take people's money. The majority of the money that these exchanges are making, they're making from these leverage trades. They're just taking people's money. So don't give them your money. I mean, crypto is already risky enough. Don't just give it to them. Let them work for it. Let someone try to do a rug pull or something, or explain the rug pull, I'm being facetious, but of course, you manage your risk. You do multiple projects, and with good teams that have a solid foundation, that have a history, right? And that are docs. We know who these people are. That lowers your risk. It does not protect you. Crypto is the most risky industry to invest in. This is a super high risk. It's not as regulated. And when the regulation comes, they're going to steal your money. I'm on a roll today. But anyway, just be very careful, right? And stay away from leverage. Not financial advice, but this is what I would do. I'm not going to, because I've seen it. I've seen it happen. When the news comes out and they say like 100 million leverage longs were liquidated, and then the next day they're like, 200 million shorts were liquidated. That's actually real people's money that they've worked for a very long time, and they thought that they had a sure thing. Everyone thought that they knew what they were doing. And it turns out 90% of people have no idea what they're doing. So they also, like I said before, they have the order books. They know where your stop loss is. They are going to wick you. They're going to wick the most amount of people to make the most amount of people lose the most amount of money. And even when you're up and you've been up for a very long time, and the chart is consistently following your thesis, the wicks don't follow your thesis. The wick will get right to the point where it breaks support or it breaks resistance, and it'll get everybody flushed out, and then they reverse it and send it the other way. All right, so you're just giving them your money. All right, I've said the same thing over and over again because I don't want people to continue to lose their money. That's why I continue to say the same thing. Now, Bitcoin, 66K, around 66,200. You know, a lot of us are concerned with 66, 65, 64, 68. We have to zoom out. This is how you make money in crypto. You zoom out, you look at the 4-year pattern, and you have your thesis based on the 4-year pattern. You cannot predict if Bitcoin is going to go up $2,000 or go down $1,000 tomorrow. That zooming in is how you lose money. Fretting, being afraid of today's movement, your altcoin's down 20%. What should I do? Nothing. You shouldn't do anything. It's part of this is part of the process. You know, if you're able to DCA, you can DCA, but this is part of the process. Okay, don't get upset because your altcoin's down 20%. You're talking about altcoins. We're expecting the altcoins to go up 1,000%. We're expecting them to go up 3,000%. 40. We're expecting 40, 50 X's, and you're concerned about being down today 20%. Zoom out. You know, relax. Go for a walk. Do something else. Exercise. Talk to friends. Go play pool. You know, have a drink. Something healthy. I'm not trying to. I want you guys to have a good, healthy lifestyle. You know, talk to people you enjoy talking to. Don't talk to people you don't enjoy talking to. Talk to the people you enjoy talking to. Get your mind off of the markets. But DCA. Slowly DCA, right? And, you know, if your portfolio bothers you, don't watch it that much, but slowly DCA. Let's say like you entered your portfolio at a certain price point and the market keeps coming down, the altcoins keep coming down and you feel like you're getting wrecked. Well, one of the games you can play is, hey, let me get back to ground level. You could DCA in till you get back to that level. And at least psychologically, you feel that, oh, my dollar value, my USD value, or whichever country you're from, your euro value is at the same level where you entered, right? Which is good. So psychologically, you don't really feel like you've lost money. But on the back end, the quantity of your position has increased, right? So when your altcoin does a 30x, that means that now you can go buy some real estate. You can take a year or 2 years off of work. I'm not telling you what to do. You decide what you want to do, but at least now you have the option. And at least now, if you have a big medical bill that you don't expect, you were able to pay for it without worrying. It's one less thing to worry about. You're able to pay your college tuition or your family's college tuition, you know, or pay down on that car, or maybe even buy the car outright. This is the kind of power that crypto could bring you, us, me, the team, the Patreons. This is the kind of thing that can happen within 6 months. That's how quick it could happen. And we're worried about a 10%, the market, oh, it's not 10%. What's the Bitcoin? Oh, really in a... We're worried about these kind of things where we are at the point where this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Do understand that literally BlackRock is literally supporting the industry now. We have presidential candidates that are saying, we're going to pump Bitcoin. They're promoting Bitcoin. So you have no idea where this thing could go. No idea. Because there are literally states in the United States now that are talking about making Bitcoin part of their pension fund. There are countries around the world that are looking at making Bitcoin part of their strategic reserve. Okay? So what I am saying to you, not that I can predict the future, even though, man, what I'm trying to say to you, right? One day you could wake up and you could find out that China has put part of their currency into Bitcoin. You can find out that the United States, to counter what China has done, has bought more Bitcoin than China. you could find out that a lot of these South American countries, a lot of these countries around the world, countries in Africa, around the world, European countries, to keep up with what's going on, they've decided to stockpile some Bitcoin because they don't want to be left out. Just like how you have countries around the world that hoard gold, and you're like, why do they hoard gold? They never use the gold. Why do they need gold? They need the gold as a form of insurance to make sure that if stuff hits the fan, they still have something they can trade with, right? So at some point, not that I could predict the future, but at some point, these countries are going to say to themselves, as a matter of national security, we need to have some of this Bitcoin just in case that this thing becomes highly in demand and it becomes more in demand than fiat currency. That we're not going to be the only one left without a chair when the musical chair stops, right? When the music stops, they want to make sure that they're not left without a chair. And usually leaders of countries, pay attention to things like this. Usually they're a little bit more alert. So if I was the leader of a country, I'm leader of Crypto.XL, but if I was the leader of a country, I would be looking at what's going on around me. And I would be saying, 10 years ago, one Bitcoin could buy me a loaf of bread and a little bit of groceries. 10 years later, one Bitcoin could buy me a car, could buy me a Tesla. Heck, that could be my groceries for the entire 2 years. Even with inflation, it covers. By the end of this cycle, by in 4 years, one Bitcoin could buy me a house. Could buy me a house, not a normal house either, a high class house in a high middle class neighborhood. One Bitcoin will be able to buy me the whole thing. And the amount of currency I need to buy this has been fivefold. I would need like the same cart that I would buy my grocery, and I would need 5 of them to pay for that in fiat. Well, Bitcoin is risky, right? Like what if someday they crack the code or something happens? There is some risk involved. But that all being said, the fiat is losing value to Bitcoin. It's been losing value to Bitcoin for the past 13 years. So as a matter of national interest, it's within my best interest and the interest of my country and my countrymen and survival for people. It's in my best interest that we have some Bitcoin, right? If you're a good leader, you see these things, you see it. And even if you don't agree with Bitcoin, you don't like Bitcoin, it's new, you like the old system, you like holding cold, hard cash, even if you're old-fashioned, if you're smart, if you're military-minded, if you like protecting your people, you take out insurance, right? The wise have insurance. The wise have what? They have assets, they have real estate, they have businesses, they have all of these things. And what do they also have? Insurance. So the writing is on the wall. Regardless of whether I like Bitcoin, you like Bitcoin, that person hates Bitcoin, regardless of whatever people's feelings are, Bitcoin is gaining on fiat. And we're expecting it to exponentially gain in a short amount of time. And you have a short amount of time. We are heading into Q4 of 2024. The Federal Reserve pretty soon are going to start lowering interest rates. They're going to start lowering this year, most likely. Not that I can tell the future. They're going to start lowering interest rates. they cannot continue to keep the interest rates as high as it's been because the US debt is now $35 trillion and they're about to re-up on some bonds. And the second they take out the new bonds to pay for the old bonds, the interest rate is so high that the GDP that's produced by this country is going to be 75%, or a huge part of it's just going to go straight just to interest, right? Meaning that pretty soon the interest rates are going to be lowered. Once the interest rates gets lowered, people start taking out more loans. Loans for homes, loans for cars, loans for college tuitions, loans for loans. Because everyone's going to have a loan. Loan for you, loan for me, loan for everybody. Everyone's going to have a loan. Going to have more loans, right? This excess cash or excess debt with debt-based system, fiat, fugazi. This excess cash, a lot of it, is going to go to risk assets, going to go to real estate, it's going to pump real estate, it's going to continue to pump the stock market. Look at the stock market, it's been going up to the right. It's foreshadowing what's about to happen. They got in earlier. A lot of it's going to go to these lower risk assets first. And then it's going to spill over into our lovely crypto market, into our Bitcoin, into our Ethereum, into our Solana. Right? It's going to spill over into these assets. And then it's going to spill into, yes, Cardano, Matic. It's going to spill into BNB. It's going to spill into the mid caps. And then for what we've been waiting for, or 30x. It's going to start spilling over into our 30x cryptos. These little tiny cryptos that nobody wants right now, that people are like, oh, you're wrong, it just keeps going down, I'm not going to buy it, you told me to buy it, it's going down. First of all, I didn't tell anyone to buy anything. It's going to spill into these tiny little cryptos, but I know how people think, right? I know. It's going to spill into these tiny little cryptos, these minuscule, thing that fell 20%. And when it spills over into them, 30x, 40x. And then, my friend, then that's when you take your throne, you put your legs up, you get a cigar, and you become the most interesting man in the world. All right, and you don't even smoke. That's the funny thing. But yeah, it's about to be very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to Q4 2024. I mean, again, we're right here. All you have to do is just be patient, have a plan, stick to it, relax yourself. Just cool, no man. Relax yourself, take it easy. All right? It's all part of the plan, right? Look at what we've been saying on this channel from a year ago. Look how long. Look, when the US when Gensler was like going after everyone, trying to chop people's heads off, Cardano was a security, Solana is a security, Matic is security. We're going to fine you, Kraken. We're going to fine everybody. We're suing Coinbase. When all of this was going on, right? What did Elizabeth Warren want? They wanted like the crypto Avengers or something, but the anti-heroes. They were not Avengers. They're like the anti-heroes. They're like Venom and Deadpool, and maybe I'm getting a little bit off track, but you get the point. They were going after crypto. It looks like they were going to like just seize everything, shut down all the exchanges, ban everybody, start arresting people who had to. And all this time I was saying, you know what? Watch the US become bullish at crypto. I was saying over a year ago that the United States was going to become bullish on crypto. And everything's falling according to plan. Remember what I also said, right? I said that you only have a certain amount of time right now before you get that major leg. And if you miss that major leg, the major leg that's coming up, the big green candle that's coming up, I can't tell you the exact month, but I can tell you, if you miss that leg, it will be basically, let me say, like a lot of cryptos, they go 10x during that leg. And then if you try to buy after that leg, there's still gains to be made after that, right? But if you try to buy after that leg, now you need 10 times the money in a short window of time, and you won't be able to get it. You won't be able to get 10 times the money in a short period of time, right? That's akin to you coming in like, February 2025, and it's like, oh, I'm going to buy now. Bitcoin's over 100K, or altcoins gone 20x. And well, you know what, Crypto.XL, you are right. I'm going to buy now. Hey man, I guess that, pain is a good teacher, really good teacher. I've experienced pain in life. I've experienced a lot of pain, and I'm going to learn today. I've learned from that pain, right? Pain is necessary. I was going to say it's a cross between a necessity and necessary, and it came out the way I made a new word. But yeah, you have to learn from it. Remember, like, whatever happens, by the way, that's why I'm not even concerned. Like, if you look at me, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I want to win and everything. I always want to win, but I'm like numb now. I've been like, I'm just numb. I'm like, because what I've realized is that even if you get me down, it's just going to make me stronger. I'm just going to come back stronger. It's like I'm immune to nearly any weapon. I mean, like, I'm just going to come back better, right? There's nothing you can do to me now. It's just like, it doesn't really matter anymore. And I have like a unique mindset. And it's kind of like you have to be like that with crypto, right? And know your risk tolerance, right? If you know that if this account goes down by 40%, you're going to panic, you're going to be pissed off, and you're going to be moody, and it's going to ruin your life, then don't put that much money into crypto. That's too much to put in. If you can't sleep at night, if you're constantly on the charts and you're sweating, and if the market's up 10%, you're happy today. If the market's down 20%, you have a crappy week, then at that point, maybe you have too much money in crypto. You have to put in the kind of money in crypto. It's a saying that people say all the time, that you can afford to lose, but it's a very true statement, right? Because again, even the best projects, I've seen some of the projects that seem like the best projects at the time go down to zero. How many projects have we seen this year? They have a hack or something happens and they drop 50%. Look at DeSo, Decentralized Social. It's on Coinbase. It's fallen nearly 50% in one day because the SEC is suing someone of fraud, right? And this is what I mean. Like, well, it was on Coinbase. It's multi-million-dollar crypto. This is not like small cap, it's big. It's low risk. This is exactly what I'm saying, right? And this is why the way I'm thinking before I speak. I'm like so much ahead. This is why I am the way that I am, when I'm like, I'm just going to invest in these high risk, small caps, high risk, high reward small caps, and I'm going to spread my bag around, because I'm like, even the large caps are risky, right? Even the large cap. The fly wants to learn more about crypto too. Everybody wants to learn. Even the large caps are risky. Even they're risky, right? So I might as well, since I'm going to be taking high risk, I consider all of it high risk. All of it's high risk. Since I see it as high risk anyway, then I'm going to try to multiply my reward, right? I want the 30 plus X. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for the goal. And whatever happens, I think that I'll be in the chance of my portfolio being in a higher position in the future than it is now, I think is very high. So this is a strategic risk that I am taking. In life, the people who don't take risks are called sheep. That's what people who don't, you're basically, you have to follow somebody else's program, and the program that they have for you is to fleece you. That's what people do with sheep. Sheep get fleeced. So the idea of I'm going to be safe by sticking my head in the ground and not paying attention, you get your butt eaten by a lion. You literally don't have a chance. You literally have to take risks, not financial advice. You keep your $10,000 in the bank if you saved up $10,000 and watch them print $5 trillion while you have your $10,000 nice and safe in their bank. Watch what happens. So you literally do not have a choice. You don't. You think you do, but you don't. The world is changing. The US dollar is going to continue to be strong for quite some time, but just look around. Look at how everything's changing. By the way, that's one of the reasons why relationships in the West don't work, because to raise a family in the West the way that I would say God intended, or the way that it works, would be that the woman has the option to stay home. I don't want to offend anyone, that's why I have to speak so politically correct. Most women, when they have children, they want to be able to stay home and nurture their child. They want to be able to stay home and raise a child. They want to be comfortable. The last thing they want to worry about is bills and finances and a roof over her head, and build the. Look at it. The home costs $500,000. The college tuition costs $100,000. The car costs $60,000. You have 2 cars. There's too much to worry about. It's too much stress, right? All right. So she's out there competing in the workforce too, and when she's out there doing that, it takes away from her instinctive, nurturing ways. That's why a lot of women in the West now are like, especially career women, they're more, assertive, dominant. But as males, we don't seek dominance. We're not looking for a dominant woman. Oh, I want a woman to dominate me. No, we're not attracted to that, right? It doesn't work in nature. We're looking for the yin to our yang. We're looking for someone who, after we come home from battle, you slayed 15, gladiators, you come in the house, you're bloody, you're tired, you want to lay down, and a beautiful young feminine thing comes, massages your back and says, oh, baby, you're home, whatever it is, and that nice feminine smile, her fragrance, everything about her just makes you feel so much better. Let me run your water, something like that, right? And if what I'm saying to you sounds offensive, then unfortunately, you're going to be alone. Hey, look, you came here for crypto. I'm giving you all of this too, because this is nature. This is how it works naturally, right? When we try to put we try to put our own thing into it, we're just going to change it. It's been traditional like this. We're just going to change it around. That's why everyone's lonely, because you're trying to change it around, right? You change it around, and now people only date because they're stimulated superficially, right? So they get what they're really doing is like, one night stands or situations. Nothing really, nothing meaningful and long term. And this is the reason why, okay? Because I told you the roles that we need, but to fulfill that role, you need to make like 300K in the United States, right? Or in the Western world. In other Western countries, go look at your country and see how much it takes to pay for the home that you're not going to get foreclosed upon if you lose your job, right? To pay the property taxes, the rent. I'm not even talking about rent, because you're renting in a situation when you have children, and then they can kick you out of the home at any time, or the apartment at any time. The college tuition, see how much that costs. Add it all up and see what you really need and how much it costs. And when only 5% of the people make anywhere near that, that means 95% of the people are going to have issues in their long-term relationships. Now, there are other cultures when they do more with less, absolutely, right? But the problem is that with the social media and the Western influence, it's going to permeate into their cultures too. And the desires are going to be, what's expected is not going to be able to match reality. And that's why everyone's single and everyone's confused, and we have these broken homes, and you have people who are confused with their identity. They don't know who they are or what they are, because they didn't grow up in homes, stable homes. But I'm veering off the topic of crypto, but let me bring it back home and show you how this is related to crypto. It's related to crypto in the sense that if you're able to control your finances, full control, where no one can freeze your bank account, because that's what they want to do too. That's part of the control mechanism. That's part of how they control you, right? If you are able to control your own finances, it allows you more freedom. It allows you more flexibility. So obviously, people who don't want you to be free don't want that for you, right? Obviously, right? They're going to be against it, obviously. But this will more so allow you to seek those things that make you happy, fulfilled, and more importantly, be at peace with life. Just be at peace in nature. You hear that? That's beautiful. The birds are chirping and everything. Have time to yourself. Not be competing back and forth with people and for a job that they're gonna take from you anyway. You're fighting this person and stabbing them in the back. They're stabbing you in the back. And whoever survives and stays on the company, they stay for 6 months longer than you because they're just gonna close the company down anyway. People are gonna lose their jobs anyway. That's what people don't understand, and they're not gonna be able to afford their rent and everything. When the terminology that you've heard it before, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what that means. That means you'll own nothing, and they said you'll be happy. For them, in order for them to make you happy, they'll probably have to drug you up somehow. They'll have to dope you up, because who will be happy in complete subservience? That's not nature. That's anti-nature, closer to anti-Christ. But I don't want to veer off too much into certain topics, but you get the general gist. I guess I've been going on for a long time, and you're still here. If you're still here, you must like this kind of banter. But shout out to you. You're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. And remember, to become the champion, you gotta take the hits. And also, more importantly, you have to get back up. You have to get back up. And the idea of you have a choice is wrong. You don't have a choice. You have to fight. The fight's coming to you. Understand this. So you have to fight, right? This has been Crypto.XL. Catch you at the top.
Welcome to Crypto.XL, where we uncover the hidden gems of the crypto market. Are you ready to discover the next big thing in investing? Get ready to embark on an exhilarating journey with us as we hunt for small cap coins with the potential to explode. Join us as we dive deep into the world of small cap cryptocurrencies, exploring their untapped potential and uncovering opportunities for growth that could turn your investment into a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned investor looking for the next big winner or a newcomer eager to learn the ropes, Crypto.XL is your ultimate destination for insightful analysis, expert tips, and the latest trends in the small cap crypto market. Remember, this is not financial advice. Only invest money you can afford to lose. Don't miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Hit that subscribe button and join us on this thrilling adventure to uncover small cap gems that could skyrocket your portfolio to new heights. Let's make 50-100x gains together.
Good day, guys. This is Crypto.XL, back today with more crypto updates and news. And as predicted, the Ethereum ETF has passed